Hello, I'm Luca De Giglio, and this is the Web3 in Travel podcast, where you can learn about crypto, blockchain, and how the new internet will change travel.
All right, so welcome to the third part of the NFT factory specifications. Before I start, we are just a few days away from the Web3 in Travel conference in Barcelona. I'm not sure exactly when this episode comes out, but it's probably going to be just a week, maybe or two before the conference. So get to web3travel.com, get a ticket, ideally get an NFT ticket, and see you in Barcelona. It's going to be fun for sure. So, quick recap for those who didn't listen to the previous two episodes. I am presenting a startup idea related to NFT bookings. You can get this idea for free. You will be able to buy an NFT to signal that you basically want to build this, and you can get my advisory. So being a part of the project, but not as a founder, but as an advisor. This is a way for you to get, I would say, solid idea on which to build your startup, and also get my help. And for me, it's a way to launch a product without being the founder, which takes too much time and too much energy, and I'm not into it. And it is also an experiment in the wider entrepreneurial space for a new way to launch and organize startups. Anyway, let's go to the part we're going to talk about today, which is the company. Another quick reminder, this project is going to be hybrid with a DAO taking care of the protocol, which is going to be open, and a company taking care of, let's say, the front end in a way, taking care of making it easier for anyone to be part and to use this product, basically. Today, I'm going to talk about the company, and I'm going to read through these specifications. So the chapter is the company. The title is Custody and Transparency. The company will not act as a treasury for the hotels. The money paid for the NFT is kept by the smart contract until the hotel can withdraw it to their exchange to swap it for fiat or to their wallet, if they are advanced enough to manage a wallet. While we expect some companies to tap into this market to make this off-ramp process easier, the company will not create an off-ramp service. This for two main reasons. These are financial services, which would highly increase the cost of business and regulatory burden. We can tap in the existing crypto infrastructure. It's easy and safe for a hotel to open a Coinbase account and withdraw fiat from there. Note that the hotel never even touches the NFT, so there is no need for NFT custody. Well, this is all I've written about the company so far. Maybe I can add a little bit to give some more context. I expect the company to be a startup, which goes out on the market with the idea, with a formed and solid idea, raises some money and starts developing. So it will need a team, it will need investors, and all the usual things needed in a startup. So, and again, the company is there to make money, and it's there to make money on top of a protocol. Think about it in this way. Ethereum and Bitcoin are protocols, and on top of them, there are other protocols and there are companies. Any company offering services on Bitcoin is making money. It's a company. But Bitcoin itself, it is not a company, it's a protocol. Same thing happens for Ethereum. On Ethereum, there are protocols, and on Ethereum, there are companies managing protocols. So the company here is offering to the investors the usual thing. Give me 10, you're gonna get back 100 or more often nothing, but invest in equity or maybe even tokens, but invest in the company, in the startup, and we're gonna be big. And we're going to be big because we're going to build a protocol which is going to be open, forkable, permissionless, etc. But we're going to build a business on top of this protocol. Another company could come later and say, okay, the protocol is there. I'm going to build another business on top of it. Like I'm going to offer other services on top of it. And this is important because when you're building a protocol, the value of the protocol is not in the code, which you open source from the beginning, but in the ecosystem which it allows to grow. So if this company is building a protocol together with a DAO and the company is the only one using it, it's one thing, it could still be profitable. But if 10 or 100 more companies find the protocol interesting enough, they will build business on top of this. And how do you convince other companies to build businesses on top of your protocol when you make the protocol not yours, when you make it open, when it's impossible for you who built it to censor people from using it, to allow anyone to use it by removing your capabilities to stop anyone from using it? Okay, let's go to another chapter called the tag. SVG dynamic NFTs. These are text-based and completely on-chain. There are no images stored on servers or even IPFS. The text can be changed according to the rules set in the smart contract. So they're both dynamic and deterministic. In fact, trustless, meaning users don't need to trust the company. The NFT factory has very clear and immutable rules. Blockchain. The protocol will start with one chain, but aims to be multi-chain early on. Again, we meet users where they are. Subchapter, the interfaces. Guest Web2 interfaces. The basic implementation will be a Web2 interface for hotels and a Web3 interface for guests. Later, NFT Factory Services, this is the name of the company, will create Web2 interfaces for guests too, opening to the other 99% of the market. The decision on timing will be taken later, as it strongly depends on the data we collect in the journey. Web2 interfaces for guests will also need Web2 NFT marketplace, also called a custodial NFT marketplace, and the market may bring the solution by itself. For instance, some reputable exchange as Coinbase will accept our collections. Now, let me add this. My idea on this changed as I was writing this. I was trying to focus on simplicity at the beginning and saying, okay, hotels are not able to use wallets, but we're going to tap into the market of people on OpenSea, basically, people who can interact with wallets. So I said, first, Web2 interface for hotels, Web3 interface for guests. Later, I kind of changed my mind a little bit, said maybe we should just go Web2 for everything at the beginning, because it's a difference between your user base, so your guests base, being the 1% or the 100%, basically. Another subchapter of the tech, NFT programmability. Here are a few examples of how we can program NFT bookings. A hotel in a beach location may create several kinds of programmable NFTs. For instance, a voucher could say, anyone who owns this voucher can stay the week of the 1st to the 8th of August 2023 in a superior room with breakfast for 2 people. If it rains even one day during the stay, the smart contract will refund 30% to the NFT owner. Here's another one. If it rains, dinner is on the house. There's another one. If it rains, you will get a free drink at the bar. These may be not too hotel friendly, but they increase chances that people book. A more aggressive NFT could be, anyone who owns this voucher can stay the week of the 1st to the 8th of August 2023 in a superior room with breakfast for 2 people. If a week before the stay, the weather forecast shows over 20% chance of rain on at least 2 days, the booking becomes cancelable, refundable, and the owner of the NFT can claim the money back. These will be made possible by weather oracles, and thus completely automatic. Contrary to the first examples, where the hotel may not honor the promise, this one is totally programmable. These are just random examples, taught into the skeuomorphic phase we are in. Better ones will come to mind in the future, and when the collective creativity of the travel industry will go in full swing onto this stuff. Let me comment a little bit about that. Now, the concept I want to convey here is these NFTs are programmable. Bookings, not only they stop being contracts, they become digital assets, they become programmable. We don't have something like this in the travel industry so far. So we can program things to happen to these bookings based on several factors. We can even program things happening with the weather, for instance, as I said, which directly impact the NFT itself. Now, again, the examples may be stupid. Maybe hotels will never do NFTs like this. But the point is not that these examples are good. These examples are just, first things coming to mind. The point is that you can create a booking and sell a booking which changes its characteristics based on variables. And variables can be time, variables can be events, variables can be weather. And I think we should start really having fun thinking about what we can program into these bookings. This is really powerful, in my opinion. I'm a bit sorry I couldn't come up with better examples, but again, this will really take off when the collective mind of the travel industry starts really playing with these things. Let me tell you this example which just came to mind. I'm going to Paris in June. There's right now like big demonstrations. Will I want to be there if there are big demonstrations? I myself, yes, I don't care. I lived in Paris for a couple of years. I was there during like a month-long total strike. I was walking to the hotel where I was working for over an hour every day. Paris is a big city. Even if there's a demonstration in one area, you can go another area, etc. But some people may be worried, right? Some people may see these scenes on TV and say, "Oh, there's the total civil war." Why? For French people, this is like a Wednesday. But there could be actually some logistical problems, like the Louvre shuts down. You don't want to go to Paris unless the Louvre is open, or there's a big strike. There's no metro, nothing. So you would effectively not be able to go around the city. And so you're not booking. You're going to go to London, right? Or you're not going to go. You're going to wait, whatever. And a hotel may say, okay, I got 100 rooms. People are not booking. How can I encourage them to book? Well, I could do an NFT which says if during your stay there's a strike, 50% money back, so you can save that money and use it for taxes, Or maybe if a week before there are strikes planned, okay, I give you full cancellation. Whatever, the sky is the limit here, the creativity is the limit. We could spend hours imagining NFT programmability, but I think the message is clear. Another subchapter, third parties integrations. PMS systems. We will pursue integration with PMSs, which will allow hotels to generate automatically high numbers of NFTs, edit them, and cancel them following the availability and price, directly from the interfaces they are already using. Payment gateways. While at the beginning we will encourage hotels to cash out their crypto in centralized exchanges, we will encourage payment companies to offer services of treasury, crypto to fiat offboarding, and so on. Blockchains. As mentioned, the protocol will be multi-chain. We will add as many blockchains as we deem worth. The choice will be based on various factors such as liquidity, cost and number of travel-related projects on it. Then there's revenue managers and channel managers, which need to be addressed. So the whole idea of these third-party integrations is to multiply the power of the protocol. If you have to do NFTs manually, you're going to do a few of them. But if you integrate them with other systems, this becomes just another channel for the hotel. So there's no extra effort. You can say, okay, any room I'm selling on any channel, sell it here too. Or then you can say, okay, I can do more things. This is far more powerful than legacy bookings. Another subchapter, upgrades. The smart contracts will be immutable, not upgradable, and have no owner. That means that any upgrade requires a new version to be created and deployed. This allows for a completely trustless interaction and will encourage adoption. Another subchapter, future protocols and services. The NFT Factory protocol will be the basic block on which a whole ecosystem of travel protocols and companies will grow. Here's one example, reviews. Every successful booking will generate 2 POAP-like NFTs, which can be claimed by the hotel and the guest or kept in the contract for future withdrawal. Both the guest and the hotel can write a review on it. As a result, the hotel will collect the centralized reviews. And this is another part of the specifications where I could add a lot of stuff. Because once you created the base, and the base here will be the NFT representing the booking, you can build a lot of stuff on top of it. Not only you can build a lot of stuff, so you the company or you the DAO, anybody could do that. So the potential here is to kickstart a whole ecosystem, which is the same potential anybody else in this space is kind of unlocking when they do really open protocols. All right. So that's why I'm insisting so much on having a separation of startup and DAO, because if you just do the startup, your incentives are to centralize because you want to extract value for your shareholders, which is all fine. But if you're managing protocols, you have often conflicting interests. So after having looked at what's happening in general in the Web3 space, I came to the conclusion that we need that. We need DAOs to build protocols, and we need companies to build services on top of them. But if the protocol is not there, the company and the DAO could be the same people at the beginning. And since raising money from the public in an ICO-like system, it's very bad from the legislative point of view. I don't agree with that, but that's how it works. You have to raise money from VCs. And how do you protect the protocol from the VC interest? Well, you do it by spinning off a DAO. And by the startup, the VC money, building the DAO and saying, okay, that's a DAO, you do what you have to do it in a completely immutable way, an open way, and we will make money on top of that. So it's a new way to see things, probably. I find it interesting, I find it intriguing. That's why I decided to organize this project in this way. Because otherwise, what do you end up with? You end up with the classic, we are a DAO, which is just not true. It's just the decentralization theater. We've seen this countless times. DAOs are hard. And if you are a startup, which has to go, grow fast, ship fast, have control on things, it's really counterintuitive to go like, okay, let's take it slow, let's make the DAO. It's really, really hard. And that's why the DAO has to be completely separated, in my opinion, from the startup. There's another chapter about audits. I haven't written the chapter yet. Audits basically are, you have to have audits, as I was mentioning this before. They are not enough to guarantee a very, very high level of security, but you need to have them. And they are expensive. But yes, they have to be considered in the budget. The next chapter is the booking process. This is where I started thinking about the whole thing. I started writing down a diagram for the booking process. And I'm going to try to explain it to you. I cannot show it on the podcast, but I will explain you the journey of the different players. So the chapter starts with the full diagram, and then it goes into explaining the different journeys. So first journey is direct purchase. The hotel creates an NFT and someone buys it. That's a story. A hotel goes to the NFT factory's website. It creates an account with Web2, login and password, or Web3. For Web2 registrations, a small fee is paid by the hotel with a credit card to cover for gas and reduce spam. Also, a custodial address will be associated to the account. To create the NFT, the hotel fills in a form. Nothing fancy here, no surprises or advanced tech. Just fill in a form and create the NFT. So the form here shows like check-in, check-out, title of the NFT, max number of people, price, room, hotel, etc. The NFT then is minted, and it's an image like this one. And you have to imagine basically a voucher with all the description, with all the text I mentioned, inserted in the form. And it's going to be SVG based. So there's no real JPEG or PNG, whatever. It's SVG based. And it's going to look nice, but it's mostly text. So again, it's like a voucher. All these are text-based, meaning there is no image stored on servers or IPFS, and they are dynamic. Text and image can change. But at the same time, deterministic and trustless. All possible changes are clearly in the smart contract code. So you trust the code, not the company. Now this part is interesting and yes, revolutionary, at least for Web2 people. NFT marketplaces pick it up immediately and automatically. After a few seconds, it's there and someone may buy it. Will we make an agreement with OpenSea? What if they don't agree? Well, no, it just gets there automatically. This is how NFT marketplaces work. They don't hold the NFT for you and put it for sale. You always have the NFT, and when someone buys it, it goes to the buyer. In our case, the smart contract holds it for you. We are simply leveraging the open infrastructure of Web3. Yeah, let me comment about this a little bit because it may be not clear for everybody. Basically, when you mint an NFT, it goes automatically on the marketplaces, at least OpenSea and the others working like OpenSea. You don't have to open an account with them. You don't have to ask them. They don't have to pick you manually. It just gets there. OpenSea acts like as a scraper for any ERC21 or ERC1155 token on the web. So why do we mint an NFT before it's actually, purchased, before it actually has value? Well, because the minting on cheap chains doesn't cost much, but especially because it makes it visible on the page of the hotel on OpenSea. I'm going to refer to OpenSea for simplicity's sake, of course. There's many other marketplaces. So it actually gets there. The moment the hotel creates this offer, the offer is published. Let's go ahead with the journey. Well, then a guest buys it. The payment goes in the smart contract, which holds the money for the hotel. It's an escrow. Then the guest checks in. One day after the check-in, the hotel has access to the money, can withdraw it. So the hotel can interact with the smart contract through a Web2 interface. To withdraw, they can set up a wallet, a safe, recommended if they know how, or simply withdraw it to their exchange address, for instance, Binance or Coinbase, and exchange it for fiat. So from the point of view of safety of the digital assets, where we are assuming the hotel has no access to a wallet, this works because they mint the NFT via Web2 form, and the NFT is minted on the smart contract, is held by the smart contract. Then it is purchased by the guest. So the NFT goes away from the smart contract goes to the guests, and then the money is moved from the guest to the smart contract again. So the smart contract takes care of the money of the hotel. And then after the check-in, the hotel can withdraw the money. Doesn't go to their wallet, it goes to their exchange, Coinbase, Binance, or whatever. And then inside the exchange, they go with the login and password, so Web2 again, swap it for fiat, and withdraw the fiat in their bank. They never touched NFTs, they never touched cryptocurrencies, but they manage them behind the scenes. So actually they manage them directly with an interface taking care of the complexity for them. Is this a new concept? Have I just invented something very, very interesting here, something nobody ever thought of? No, this is what's been happening in crypto since the beginning. This is what happens when during a bull run, people come in and say, oh yeah, I want to invest in crypto. They open a Binance account, they send money from the bank, they buy crypto, they sell crypto, they buy Doge, they sell Shiba, they lose money, they make money, and then they exchange what they made, if they made some money, in fiat again, and then they withdraw it to their bank. They only interacted with banks and a Web2 interface. They didn't touch the blockchain. Actually, nothing even happened on the blockchain in that specific case. So Web2 interfaces for Web2 users are a big part of the whole crypto ecosystem. Yes, you could argue that if you do that, you're not really in crypto. And I tend to agree, you're just speculating with whatever, but you're actually interacting with crypto in some way. So this is the same idea. It's like saying, let's do the Binance of bookings before we do the Uniswap of bookings. Let's make it possible for everyone before we build systems possible only for advanced users. Let's see another use case, the offer. The hotel creates the NFT and someone makes an offer. Someone goes on OpenSea and makes an offer. It doesn't buy it, makes an offer. In this use case, the hotel receives an offer. Maybe they defined a price, but the guest makes a lower offer. Or they did not put a price and forced guests to make offers and bid on auctions. Either way, here comes a guest who makes an offer. The hotel can ignore it or accept it. If they accept it, the guest checks in, goes to stay, and one day after check-in, the hotel has access to the money and can withdraw it. There's also something new. You can't really make an offer on a hotel direct booking website. You cannot do an offer on booking.com. Why? Well, maybe because it's stupid to make offers. They have so many, it's too much work for a hotel to accept offers. Still, this is a functionality the NFT ecosystem offers. And maybe some hotels will say, okay, those rooms, let's the market make the price. They put them without a price. People make offers. They accept one they find interesting. And then after that, and we're going to come to that, the secondary marketplace would actually define the real price the market wants to pay for it. But it could be, I've worked in hotels where they said, come here. There was an Ibis hotel. Come here and pay whatever you think is fair. They did it. So the hotel industry has experimented with these kind of concepts. It didn't go far. Maybe I haven't seen it for a while. But anyway, that's something which is possible. It may be a use case nobody uses, but it is out there. So we can consider this as a possibility in the various use cases. Okay, that's enough for today. We're gonna go ahead with the specifications in the next episodes, I guess, because this episode is coming out a bit later, so I'll probably get some feedback in the meantime. And yeah, thank you for listening. I hope this was interesting.
All right, this is the end of today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. For more insights on Web3, follow me on Twitter @tripluca, TRIPLUCA, and see you next time.